jewels, the jewelry. All I need is one mic. Spread my voice to the whole world.
All right, we are back. I am Shani, and welcome to the Shuney View, designed for happy life, engineered to last. The purpose of my podcast is to exemplify dreams and goals and how to achieve them through self-motivation and inspiration from others. There is a saying, give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So, today we actually have a special guest. She is definitely well known in my circle. It is, let's see, she is the founder and CEO of CushGigs Virtual Services. She is the owner of Wellness Butter. She's a member of National Society of Leadership and Success business. She's a business strategy consultant as well as a U.S. Army veteran with an MBA in Human Resource Management certification. I could go on and on with my list of accolades for her, but I am going to welcome the beautiful Alisa King.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Oh,
Thank you.
anytime. Thank you for having me.
I know you have such a wealth of knowledge, so much in the business world and just in my life. I know personally, and I know a lot of other people can probably attest to that as well. Let's see, but I want to know what drives your motivation. Like what's behind all of the things that you do? What gives you that push?
Well, I can start by saying that it's an internal drive that I have, and it all started from just wanting more and wanting to be happy and wanting the best out of my life.
Yeah.
So that you had Mom on there last week,
Yeah.
and she kind of, told how, she was raised and how, she went through the teenage pregnancy
Right.
and stuff.
And that was you. You were that
yes,
product.
So with that type of foundation, with her preaching that to me and teaching that to me and instilling that in me, it made me want to go deeper,
Right.
to find.
Yeah.
So what's the real, the process to this?
Yeah,
Let me see how this even start. And when I studied, see, I'm a business person, but I'm a human resource, as you mentioned in the introduction.
Right.
So human HR people, we tend to lean more toward the people with business.
Okay.
Like if you ask an HR person, they'll say, a business can't, if everything went out of business right now and we had to start a business up right now, how could you start it? Well, you need people or computers? The HR people would be like, the people.
Yeah, because you need the people to work the computer.
Exactly.
So
And plus all of the other aspects that people bring.
Yeah.
The customer service part of it.
Yeah.
They try for years and years to cut people out of that, but they always go back to hitting zero. Hey,
Right.
we want to talk to somebody.
Right.
And people, we really, connect each other and we know how to, resolve issues better. And it's just, a robot versus a person. But with that being said, I dig more into, how could a person be happy in their careers?
What would you have to do to attain that?
Or in their businesses. And I found this was Dr. Ryan Niemiec. He's the founder of is he the founder or does he work there? But I know he has a lot of
Something
books
to
and
do
stuff
with.
Yes, it's the what is the name of him? But he researches character strengths, and that's how I found him. I found him through just studying in college during my MBA program. So when I got to the HR part of it, and I'm like, how do you help people develop a great career path or start a good business or and it all starts with your intrinsic values, intrinsic learning, and that means. So to put it simple is go by your passions, your interests. I don't care if your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, anybody who knows you feels like you should do this or you should do that. And they may can spot your strengths and help you to develop, your strengths and be like, you know what, I didn't know I was all extra good at that.
Right.
I did plan that party. I did do that, but, they can help you, but only you inside know what's good for you, what actually makes you happy. And that's the journey that I began when I started developing and gaining self-awareness. When you know
that's
who you
always
are,
the first step, self-awareness.
you have to be self-aware. And what I do with CushGigs is I like to help people find their niche. And when they find their niche, all they're doing is finding their purpose, which is already within them. All of our purpose is within us. That's why it's important that we tap in within and know who we are, so we can bring that out and monetize it. Now, I'm not saying skip around the earth, be broke, talking about my strength is basket weaving and you ain't making no money from it. I'm saying,
right.
But you find your strength, and then you find a problem to solve with your strength. And guess what? You're happily working, because you're going to have to put in a lot of muscle and manpower behind that business, behind that career. So at least have a passion for it, and at least want to.
You have to have a passion for it, because some people think that owning your own business is just your ankles crossed with your arms behind your head at the beach all day.
Work. I'm tired right now. My daughter graduated yesterday, right?
Yes.
Why we get out there at about 10 o'clock?
She did graduate yesterday with honors, might I add. So that's the third one that we got.
But I want to tell you about the process. The process that I do with CushGigs. I know I can get everywhere with this, but
true.
The process is the knowing yourself. You gain your self-awareness, and then you're going to meditate. You're going to practice mindfulness. Like I was saying about Dr. Niemiec. He does the character strength.
Okay.
He does all of that. So what he does is he has a system set up where you can put in your information. You know how you take these HR surveys and questionnaires and stuff when you starting jobs and stuff. So you would just do that, and you're just answering it naturally, and it'll help you to find your top 3-5 character strengths. And then as you find them, you can start going through the process
building off of that,
of gaining self-awareness. And character strength is only one of your strengths. So you got financial strengths, you got cognitive thinking strengths, you got all of these that you can apply in order to master your skill. So once you find your passion and your interest, you master it, and that's how you start monetizing it. And I like Nas one mic, because you only need one mic in order to tell everybody.
That's why I do this show. Like, that's why I bring the specific people that I have brought on here. That's why all they need is one mic. So
Ryan, Niemiec led me on to Martin Seligman, Dr. Martin Seligman, and he actually was on the mental health, National Mental Health Board, or he's like a president of it or something like that. But what he set out to do was to study how to find happiness. How a lot of people back in the day said, just let it out when you're mad. So he found that wasn't good. It just made you toxic. People want to get away from you letting it out. But actually, when you start finding your strengths and you start working in them, he did studies and everything to prove the fact that you're happy because you're doing what you really you're living your purpose out. After you find your strengths. So when you start living your purpose out, you're using your mindfulness every day to accomplish your goals, to meet long-term goals. It eventually comes around to be,
so is that the positive psychology?
Positive psychology. And that's the Dr. Niemiec, Ryan Niemiec, and then Dr. Martin Seligman. That's the one that those two that I have like a full library about. All of the finding your strengths. Dr. Martin Seligman, he actually, studied how to be happy and how to like go through your past and sift out all of that stuff to kind of like cut loose of it.
No, only to go back and sift, not to go back and sit,
relive,
and not go. I get so tired of that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. That's why I love that you said you find it by going within. It's inside of you, and
your purpose
if you
within.
Look at all of the different religions. I won't say all of them because I don't know specifics of every single one, but the majority of them tell you that the power that you're searching for or happiness, whatever it is that you're searching for, is inside of you.
Yes.
And it's already here. You already have it. You just have to actually focus on that.
Exactly. And
So-
and you actually set goals in order to maintain the consistency of,
Yeah.
you know, how you live,
Okay,
you know,
so-
that type of life.
So setting goals, you have
Journaling.
Yes,
I use
journaling is a great
That's
tool
a-
to use.
That's a good number one thing to actually, like, on Facebook, I have a group.
Yeah.
A reading, a book club, actually.
Right.
And it's called the Founder CEO Book Club. And what I do in there is I do challenges like a 30-day gratefulness challenge. You do a 30-day
You have to do
vision
these
challenge.
things.
Yeah, you have to do these things just
Yeah.
to, you know, the day-to-day just have you everywhere, you know. So if you sit down, you get in a meditative state. You practice affirmations. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest person to have it written on my mirrors and all that stuff.
I do that. I write them. I leave notes. I leave all kinds of positive messages for myself all around, everywhere. Like sometimes I may forget that I wrote this on this sticky note and put it, you know, here forever ago.
Right.
And then I might be going through something that day and then I just happen to look at it and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned setting goals.
Yes.
I know that your children, you have 3 children.
Yes.
All 3 of them are actually basketball players. And I know to be an athlete, you have to set goals. You know, there's certain regimens, there's diets, there's rituals, there's practices, you know, there's all of these factors that are contributing. So how did you get them to this point? Like, would you say is part of the positive psychology and
Yes. First, by knowing myself. You know, I knew what I really wanted for them. I wanted them to know themselves. So I found their strengths right back to where I started at. I
Okay.
looked at, okay, Elias, you like to play basketball since he was 5 years old. When he found out about AAU, he kept reminding me and his dad, you know, it's about that time, ain't it? Y'all got
Yeah.
the money and everything. You go ahead and sign me up for AAU. Let's go.
Right.
So he put the fire under us. That means he showed passion for basketball at an early age.
right?
Philly locked my youngest son along with her other cousins and my nephew in a room teaching them how to read.
Right.
Forcing
Philly,
them to
yes.
read.
And
Yes.
that's how she ended up graduating
With honors.
with honors.
I said, you stay on that. You know what? You join a book club at your school. Over in Louisville, Kentucky, they won a book club championship because she's just reading. She
Reading
loves
everything.
to read. Yes, and now she can write a paper like this. Effortlessly.
Yeah.
And she's going to college. And
She
that's what
does
she's gonna need
speeches
that
and
skill.
everything.
Oh my gosh, Philly. Yes. My husband called her the GOAT. So,
She is.
and even with the kill, he's tall. He got the basketball body. He likes to play basketball. We're going to push him with that. And he's a
Right.
computer guy. So,
Yeah.
you know, he's like his dad. So I'm like, so my biggest thing was not to push my lifestyle on him because I
Yeah.
know I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur like by spirit and everything. It's like I've been fighting being an entrepreneur. I wanted to sit in a cushy career for 20 years and retire. Like, you know, I felt, you know, that was the norm. That's the box that everybody
right.
was put in.
They
you know?
do try to put you in the box.
Yes. So when I found it natural that I could just, you know, go ahead and you know how many businesses and this, that, and the other I started. And it's like when you have a passion for it, it's not hard work. It's
No.
like you're finding how to perfect it. You're finding how to fine tune it. You know, you're always at it because you're passionate about it. You want it to come out.
That's true.
You know how you want it to come out. So it's nothing for you to go over it over and over it again. You know, and make sure it's right because you like it.
Yeah,
But with my
you
kids back.
have to be passionate about what you do because you want something that wakes you up every day.
Yes.
Like you can have that love for your family and you know that wakes you up, but what is your passion outside of, you know, just being a member of a family?
Yes.
What is your purpose for this world, you know? So
And see, I'm the type of person that you be with me too long, you sit next to me, I'll make you think you could just be you something special. You got a purpose down here. God made you for a reason. You can get
Yeah.
out here and just accomplish great things. And like my mom told you, she had me, she was a teenager.
Yeah.
Ida B. Wells, Chicago,
Yeah.
And
Chicago native.
in introduction, that didn't sound like Project Baby.
No.
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 You can overcome anything. You can come from the bottom. It's been repeated time after time. You can turn on all these documentaries.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you came from. It matters what kind of work you're willing to put in.
Yeah.
And I told my children that if you work hard towards your goals, you can live the life you actually want to live. You can paint your life.
You really can.
And they took off with it. And I salute
at
them
a very
for it.
early age.
Yes, they did. And I was like, you create an environment and stuff for your kids to go ahead and be who they're destined to be, and they will take off.
They will.
Yeah,
They definitely
environment
will.
has a lot to do with it, and a lot of us don't have that type of environment, and that's why I preach the practicing mindfulness, setting goals, and meditation, and stuff, and journaling, because even in a chaotic environment, if you did those things, you could actually progress.
Yeah, you can.
You could progress.
There's a lot of successful stories that have come out of the hood, the slums, poverty, violence, all kind of stuff. People have, grown out of that because what did? They went within.
Yes.
Because you're all you have. You have yourself and God. God lives within you. If you know that, you can go so far in your life. And like you said, your kids exemplify that.
Yes.
They're children. So if a child can live out their goals and dreams, then that should definitely be a wake-up call for a lot of older people. You can't get stuck in what you were programmed to believe, that you weren't anything.
Right.
Don't do that.
And then the naysayers, the people on the outside telling you, hey, this and that.
Many naysayers.
Look, I get this before I was gaining self-awareness and all this, just steadfast in what I'm going to do. They like, oh, you all over the place. You got this and that. But if you're around the right people, you know what they call that? Mogul. Yeah. They call it a mogul. And if you know who you are, that means you'll easily transition into the next thing that you want to promote, or you want to sell, you want to monetize, because your overall vision is, my overall vision is promoting good mental health and overall well-being. Right. And that's through business, through starting a good career, helping students and entrepreneurs to accomplish long-term goals, and eventually growing it into a once-a-year type of resort getaway, just to do vision boards and practice mindfulness and meditation, and hands-on, and while we're in a nice atmosphere and environment, and it can kick off every year to excel.
You have to be able to do that.
You have to set those goals,
and you have to have that emotional intelligence. Like
emotional intelligence. Yes. And then a lot of people, they don't know what that is, but a lot of, okay, I ain't gonna say they don't know exactly what it is, but they don't know how to control the emotional intelligence of it. The part
a lot of people don't.
You can't control your anger. That's emotional intelligence part. You're not emotionally intelligent enough to know your triggers that can set you off. So you'll put yourself in an environment every darn weekend or whatever, and you find yourself in jail every weekend because you fight and bar fight.
Yeah, and then trying to blame it on them. They triggered me, or they set me off.
And there's a million places to be in the world, but you there in that environment.
You can walk away.
Right. So be emotionally intelligent enough to know your triggers. Yeah. Be emotionally intelligent enough to be quiet enough to say, you know what? I don't have to say everything that's on my mind. Everything that's on my mind it don't have to be, just stated. It just, in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's how you lose your connections and networking and relationships.
Something that I've been saying to people lately is less talking. More listening. And I'm a great listener.
You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. God did that for a reason. He wants you to listen.
You should listen because it's very easy to jump the gun. It's very easy to make assumptions and rile yourself up with anxiety because you weren't listening to what is actually being said.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And just waiting for them to be quiet so you can say what you had planned to say and not listening. A lot of people do that.
It's called active
I'm
listening.
For a little space in the room so I can say what I'm about to say.
It's called active listening.
Yeah, but I am so proud of you with this show. I just don't know what. I know this 30 minutes is ticking. But my Shuney Pools, y'all don't know the resilience and the great strength my little sister has shown. And I wish I could interview her, but I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna let her go on with the question.
Well, I appreciate appreciate that. I
No
appreciate that.
No problem.
Oh, so how's the married life been treating you?
Girl, just resilience now. We practicing resilience. Shout out to Mr. King.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna tell you the truth. He my best friend. You know, and when somebody stick together 20 plus years, you have to just mark it off as, hey, we best friends. Cause
yeah, you do.
Come on now, 20 years, we went up, down, all around, side to side, and they're still right here.
Right.
That's love.
Yeah, it is. It
That's
really
love.
is.
Yeah, because it's so easy to say, if you don't get out my face, and
It's
stay
so
out
easy to, well, I can't say it's so easy to leave because some people stay in toxic situations.
You're right.
And you would think it would be easier. But
you know me.
yeah. Yeah.
Now you know me. I ain't the type that could be, oh, I'm just in a toxic relationship and I can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
It's, man, I'll be at a church before I'll be just being, done wrong. But Mr. King hung in there, and we all, raising these kids together, and we on this journey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, like, what keeps the bond so tight, and
space.
Friendship.
We give each other space too, even though we just went through this quarantine stuff.
Yeah,
he has his man cave stuff. You know how he is.
You have to have friendship.
You do.
One, to have that bond, and then you also have to give each other space. You can love somebody and be in love with the ground that they walk on and all of that, but you still need to give each other space, because that is very what's the word, healthy.
Thank you. And you have to renew your spirit and stuff, sometime by yourself, and kind of, it's just a little, like when you get away, you really miss the things you have, at home, and the people that is close to you. They say give you a little space so you can miss them.
Yeah, and you should do that.
Yeah.
You should definitely do that.
But having a life partner, I could definitely say, it was meant by God, because we've been together for so long. And I used to be like, I never get married, never had no kids. And I'm married with 3 kids, 20 plus years.
Right.
So,
right.
never
20 plus
never.
years.
Yes. Yes.
I've known him since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was a child.
Oh, my goodness. Give me your first drink.
I know, right? So, thanks to him, I'm a great mixologist.
Oh my gosh!
But
you
I
be
don't
making them drinks though. You do.
But I don't. I don't abuse it.
Right.
I don't abuse it.
Right.
I will say that. So I don't. But yeah, so family is very big in both of our lives. Like we definitely focus on our families a lot, and put them, first.
Yep.
So what would you say about people who feel that they don't get that support from family? Because some people feel like there's favorites in families. I don't feel like that about anybody or anything, because I'll be so focused on, what I'm doing. I don't really give too much attention to that.
Right.
But I do know that it's a reoccurring thing that a lot of people feel that there's favorites and differences, and that's why they may not be able to reach that level in life that they feel they should be on. Like, what would you have to say about that?
I accidentally stumbled upon finding strength to be alone, like handle your stuff by yourself, because the struggle as a child. My mom had to be in the military, and then my dad, he was married and stuff, and it was like his wife was in the military, so I had to find the strength to stand on my own. And, mom had a job when I was like 10, and it was like I go to school, I don't have cousins and big sisters, big brothers, whatever, so I found the inner strength to say, you know what, if it's just me, I can stand on my own. And then our grandmother and my mom and everybody, instilling God.
Yeah.
So between having my faith that God then took me through all the problems that I've been through, and enabled me to sit here in front of you today, and I'm gonna be 45 this year.
Yeah.
So if he done took me through all of these years, I know I can get through this next problem.
Right.
And my faith And I ain't gonna just say that I'm a preacher and all this stuff, but I just know that God got me.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm actually here for, those type of people that's alone, because God sends you people.
Yeah.
That's why I chose
He
coaching
does.
and consulting, because for some odd reason, people love opening up to me. Because I think I got this genuine type of approach, and I'm not ashamed, to tell you my experiences if you ask me,
Right.
and if I can help,
and I think
help.
if more people thought like that, then the world would be better off.
Yes, because at the end of the day, what Jesus Christ, his last words when we left us, and I don't even know the scripture, but I do know that he said, love each other as I have loved you.
Yeah.
His last words.
Yeah.
So you use your gifts, your talents, your strengths in order to show love to the next man.
Right.
And your reward is a little money or whatever, but the ultimate reward is God, him just being pleased with our work down here. And that's called fulfilling your destiny type of thing.
Yeah.
And talking about how he sends you people, and I'm not just saying that, I'm can coach everybody, every situation, but I do have a passion for coaching people who have dreams and visions that they want to develop and just bring to social media, bring to the forefront. And I like legacy building. I like to help people, like, let's just say your grandkids pull up your Facebook page, your great grandkids. What do you want to be remembered as?
Exactly. I just posted something like that the other day.
Well, like when I work with people, I say, okay, like if you in your community, you stand in the middle of your community, what message would you like to get across to your community? If you had that chance, you had that one mic, what would you say? So those are the type of people that I like to help develop and bring their messages out and bring their passions out, because I want to help them find their niche, find a way to monetize that, and to just keep it going. And marketing and developing it, and so if there's anybody out there like that, click on my CushGigs page.
Yeah, that's what I have to
I'll
ask.
be working on too. Our
gotta
time
plug
is
you. I gotta
Yeah.
plug you. So how can we get in touch with you? Also, you can put it in a comment.
Okay.
On there if you forget something, if you forget to say something.
Well, I'm mainly CushGigs everywhere. YouTube, Instagram.
How do you spell
Facebook.
that?
CushGigs. Quick thing, people say, "Well, CushGigs, where you get that name?" CushGigs is my baby that helped me get through a lot of stuff. Yeah, so like when I just was about to give up on business, I go blog on CushGigs. CushGigs was there, So now I'm making money again from CushGigs.
Right.
I'm
That's
selling
good.
wellness butter. I sell wellness butter, and that's Shea Bay hair oils. I sell body butters. I sell on Etsy. It's actually Etsy.
On Etsy?
Yeah, Etsy.com.
Okay.
/shop/wellness
We'll
butter.
definitely put that in the comments.
And you'll see the Shea Bay Lock Method collection, and the bestseller on Etsy right now is the Shea Bay hair oil. And I'm gonna have combination oily skin moisturizer coming out soon, Shea Bay hair lotion. So keep an eye out for that. Follow Wellness Butter on Facebook. I have that book club. The Founder CEO Book Club under CushGigs. You can join that. We can read together. We're reading The Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt this year,
Okay.
So
look forward to
we're going to get
reading
into that and do a little journaling, gratefulness journaling, and just keep promoting good mental health, overall well-being.
Yes, I
helping
definitely
students and entrepreneurs.
Definitely appreciate you coming out as a girl boss.
Okay.
A girl boss that's part of a family of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Because all of the kids, well, Philly and Elias got their scholarships. That's entrepreneur right there. So that's saving money. That's starting a business on your own.
Yes, it is.
Her husband has his computer repair business, veterans repair, PC veterans repair.
Veterans PC repair.
Okay.
I have that under CushGigs, actually, and we have a couple of techs and stuff. But we repair computers remotely from home.
Yes, they do. So this family right here is just a bunch of just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to business or saving money or making money. So if you all would just, tap into those not bottom, but we'll leave all of this stuff in the comments because it's a lot. It's a lot of information for you to actually, remember. But I do appreciate you for coming. I always appreciate all of my guests. I handpick, everybody. So it's definitely an honor that you accepted,
Thank you for having me. Hopefully I'll be
Yes.
back one day.
Yeah.
We can do something else. I'll be on the after hours show.
Yeah.
Thinking about
Oh
it.
yeah, definitely. After hours. When we come back from, well, I know that me and Kiki were supposed to be doing the Wind Down Wednesday,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's when we'll probably have like a after hours show.
Okay.
During
'Cause I
Wind
like to
Down
wind
Wednesday.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what's coming up next for us. But thank you everybody that tuned in. Please share these videos.
Yes.
The sharing and the commenting, that's what I love because I can interact with my listeners, viewers, all of that. I want to provide the best content possible, and I can only do that with your interaction. But thank you, and we will see you guys later. Be safe.